Have you ever wondered about the true depth of a mother's love? How far can it stretch, and how much can it endure? Today we're sharing a story that isn't just about hardship, but about the incredible, unbreakable spirit of a woman who built an empire of love from the ashes of betrayal. This is a story of sacrifice, resilience, and a heart so vast it could forgive the unforgivable. Our story begins with a young girl born into a world that was already one person short. She never knew her father. Her entire world was her mother, a woman who worked tirelessly as a housemaid, her hands worn from scrubbing floors and washing clothes, all to put food on their small table. The girl watched her mother's daily struggle, a silent promise forming in her young heart. As she grew, she excelled in school, her dreams as bright as the morning sun. But dreams, she would soon learn, often come with a price tag. The day she was about to enter high school, her mother sat her down, her eyes filled with a pain that pierced the girl's soul. "My child," she said, her voice heavy with regret, "I can't afford to support you through high school." Imagine that moment. The crossroads where a dream meets a dead end. But for this young woman, it wasn't an end. It was a detour. If her mother's income wasn't enough, she would simply have to earn her own. And so, following in her mother's footsteps, she too became a housemaid. Her days were a blur of schoolwork and housework. Her nights spent studying under a dim light, fueled by a powerful resolve. She made a vow to herself, a promise whispered into the quiet of the night. "If I can't have a degree, this will not happen to my children. They will have the chances I never did." Life moved on. She blossomed into a woman, fell in love, and got married. Her heart was full as she welcomed 4 beautiful children into the world, 3 strong boys and a precious girl. It seemed her life was finally finding its rhythm, a gentle melody of family and hope. She was building the life she had always dreamed of, a life of completeness, a life with a father for her children. But melodies can change without warning. The gentle rhythm of her life was shattered by a devastating discovery. She learned that her husband, the man she had built her world with, was living a double life. He had another family. And as the painful truth unraveled, it became clear where his priorities lay. The other family was his focus, while her own children became forgotten footnotes in their father's story. The pain of betrayal is a heavy burden. It can crush a person, leaving them bitter and broken. But this woman was forged in the fires of hardship from a young age. She had no time to crumble. She looked at the 4 pairs of innocent eyes that depended on her, and she found a strength she didn't know she possessed. Her vow echoed back to her, louder and more urgent than ever before. Her children would not suffer. And so the great sacrifice began. She became both mother and father, protector and provider. She worked day and night, taking on any job she could find. Her hands, once soft, became calloused. Her nights, once for rest, became extensions of her workday. Sleep was a luxury she couldn't afford. There were days she went hungry so her children could eat. There were times her body screamed for rest, but her spirit refused to listen. She was a whirlwind of perpetual motion, a force of nature driven by a mother's love. She was the first to wake and the last to sleep. She patched up scraped knees, helped with homework, listened to their dreams, and wiped away their tears, all while carrying the silent weight of her own exhaustion and heartache. She never complained. She never let her children see her despair. To them, she was a superhero, a constant source of strength and security in a world that had been shaken. Her children saw her sacrifice. They saw the tired lines on her face and the unwavering love in her eyes. And they worked just as hard. They studied, they excelled, they were determined to make their mother's sacrifice mean something. They were a team, bound together by a love that was being tested and proven every single day. Years passed, each one a testament to her incredible endurance. And then the fruits of her labor began to ripen. Her hardship brought a beautiful, bountiful harvest. One by one, her children achieved what she never could. They went to college, they earned their degrees, they built careers. A doctor, an engineer, a teacher, an artist, all four of them. Successful and standing on their own 2 feet, Bao had been fulfilled. Her dream, born from a place of lack, had become a magnificent reality. The family home, once a place of struggle, was now filled with the laughter of successful adults who owed everything to the woman who gave them everything. She had not just provided for them, she had instilled in them the values of hard work, resilience, and compassion. Then one day the past came knocking on her door. It was him, her husband, the father of her children, who was older now, alone, and seeking a place to come home to. The woman who had been his second choice, the mother of his other sons, had moved on and built a new life with someone else, had nowhere else to go. What would you do? How do you respond to the person who caused you and your children so much pain? Most would turn him away, and they would be justified. But this mother's heart was not like most. She looked at the man standing before her, a shadow of the person he once was, and she saw not the source of her pain, but a lonely human being. She had built a life of abundance, not just in material things, but in love and grace. In an act of unbelievable compassion, she opened her door and welcomed him back. But her capacity for forgiveness didn't end there. She learned that his sons from the other relationship were also in need. And without a moment's hesitation, she extended her grace to them as well. She, the woman who had been wronged, opened her home and her heart to the sons of the other woman. She didn't see them as reminders of her husband's betrayal. She saw them simply as sons who needed a family, boys who needed the stability and love she had worked so hard to create. She raised them alongside her own children, treating them with the same kindness and care. In her home, there were no half-brothers, only brothers. There were no stepchildren, only her children. This is the story of a mother who turned a life of lack into a legacy of love. She was born without a father, but she ensured her children, and even the children of her rival, never felt the sting of being forgotten. She was denied an education, but she built a foundation of opportunity for an entire generation. Her heart was broken, but instead of closing it off, she expanded it to a size that could hold the pain of the past and still have room for forgiveness, grace, and unconditional love. Her story teaches us that our circumstances do not define us. It is our choices, our actions, and the love we choose to give that shape our legacy. She is a testament to the fact that the greatest strength is found not in anger or revenge, but in a heart that refuses to stop loving. Thank you so much for joining us and listening to this incredible story. If it touched your heart, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next story. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Till next time, take care.